Hi, thanks for joining me on this AV-8B demonstration video where today I'll be looking at selecting and using gun, bombs, rockets and the different bombing modes of each. So firstly I'm just going to go through the bombs, as they're probably the most common one that you'll use. So to select your bombs, firstly you want to make sure that you are in the air to ground master mode. You can do so by selecting air to ground here. Once you're in the air to ground master mode, whether you're in the stores page or the map page, you can select your bombs by clicking on the 81 up here, or 82 if you're using Mark 82s, or 83 if you're using Mark 83s. In this instance today, I'm creating four Mark 81s. So I'm just going to back out of here and go on the stores page, just a little bit better to see. So we're going to select Mark 81s, and now if you're bombing single targets, you just want to set your quantity to 1, which is by default. You can select your quantity to, let's say, 4, and that's how many bombs are going to be released per button press. And then your multiple is how many stations are going to be used per button press. So let's say you selected a quantity of 4 and a multiple of 2. That means you're going to drop 2 bombs per button press for a total of 4 bombs. If this screen goes off, you can either deselect and reselect Mark 81, or you can press the weapon button here to bring up the weapon options again. So we're just going to select the fuse here, and there are different types of fuse. Some of them are pre-programmed now, such as the delay fuses, but generally you've got impact, which will impact nose, which will detonate the bomb when the front of the bomb hits ground. It's good against softer targets, infantry, soft-skinned vehicles, so on. If you press fuse again, you can see you've got a few other options. So you've got nose delay 1, V1 and V2, which are to do with pressures, and then you've got nose instantaneous, and then you've got tail delay 2, tail impact nose, tail impact, not tail impact nose. So your tail delay is after the tail impacts, how long is it going to wait before it explodes, and your tail impact is as soon as the tail impacts something, it's going to explode. So those options are better for hardened targets where maybe you need to penetrate into them a bit more. Think a house. In the real world, you can actually program how long does it take the bomb to get maybe from the roof of a 4-story building down to the 2nd floor, and set the delay appropriately so that it detonates at the 2nd floor. So in our case, we're just going to go for impact, and then we're going to exit out by flicking through the options. So we can see here now on the bottom we've got impact, auto, and we've got our weapon selected. So right now we're in the auto mode, so we're not going to get any symbology until we're lined up with the target ahead. To change it into CCIP mode, just press the cage uncage button, and now we can see we've got a CCIP indication in the hood. If you wanted to go over to manual bombing mode, you'd need to use the backup armament panel, and this would bring up your backup armament mode, manual bombing mode. It's not commonly used, but it is present in case you want to. Finally, we just need to go into go ahead and put the master on to the unsafe position, the up position. Okay, so for example here we've got a waypoint selected, and we've actually got a target in the waypoint there, and with the automatic bombing mode enabled, all we have to do is fly accurately over the top of the target, keeping our speed and our altitude as consistent as possible. And you can also do this in a dive, which should increase your accuracy slightly. And when you get to about 10 seconds, it's going to come up with a bomb fall line, and that's your cue to press and hold on the pickle button. There we go, press and hold on the pickle button. Now 5 seconds, there's our bomb fall line. We'll just keep that held nice and steady, and we got one away. And there we go. Not a direct hit because we weren't flying too accurately, but not to worry. You've also got your CCIP mode, which literally if you put the pipper on the target and press the pickle button, it will release bomb. We'll go over that more in the air-to-surface weaponeering course and how to use it properly. But for a quick and dirty demonstration now. Turn toward your target. Roll in. Get the reflected bomb pipper out of the way. There you go, solid pipper, that means the bomb's going to land where you're looking. Walk it onto your target and press the bomb button. Again, wasn't actually aiming at anything there, so my target was off because the truck we were originally bombing has moved. Okay, finally we've got the point blank bomb pickle mode. So right now you can see this bar here and then you can see the dash pipper. This means we're in reflected bombing mode. So essentially if you take the distance between the bar and the pipper and then imagine that you just add the length of that line from the pipper downwards, your actual pipper's on the end of that extended line. So the point blank pickle mode, when we put the reflected pipper, the dash pipper as it is here, on the target and we press and hold the bomb pickle button, it will actually temporarily switch into automatic bombing mode and use the position of the pipper where you placed it as the designation point. This is quite useful for high drag bombs, maybe if you're trying to bomb a convoy and you just pick it up and you want to bomb at the last second. So, select this chap here. And we're going to stay straight and level as possible. Try not to get the pipper up. There we go, press and hold. There's our reflected bomb cue. Bomb away. And see if we score a good hit. Again, slightly off. Okay, so that's it for the bombs. Moving on to the rockets. I like to set these up with a multiple of 2. Sorry, we need to set quantity first, a quantity of 2, and a multiple of 2. And I fire with 2 burst modes. Also come to your max and min values here. Type 000 in for min, and for your max, type 9999 in. That'll just allow you to get that pipper alive a little bit sooner. Okay, and again we'll go over this in more detail in the Unguided Weaponeering course to demonstrate how to do it accurately. But for today, just to demonstrate how to actually get them off the rails, we'll select this chap here. And we'll just start a descent. Okay. And when the pipper comes alive, we will start shooting. So aiming slightly lower than here. Pipper comes alive, 1, 2, and we come off. Again, not a very accurate drop on that guy. Okay, and finally guns. Guns are much the same. Select the gun, it's the same for your max and min. So for max, 9999, for min, 0. In this case it's set my max to 0. And then come around, pick up your target. There he is. put your gun on the target. If you're struggling to see it, just turn the hood down a little bit. That should give you a bit of a better view of the target.
Pull up.
And pull the trigger.
Altitude.
It's important to remember that you can't have the nozzles back at any point when using any of these weapons, and for the gun you need to have 75% RPM or more on the engine, otherwise it won't fire. I'll demonstrate that now. Just pulling the trigger, nothing's happening. Keep pulling the trigger, and at about 67% there, it comes alive. Okay, thanks very much for watching. If you have any questions about anything you've seen today, please get in touch with me.